Hey everybody, Chris Reagan here. Welcome to the program. Today's episode is brought to you by pushing infants down the stairs. Fun for the whole family. I speak from experience. So it's been a while since we've heard from Franchesca Ramsey over at MTV Decoded, and that's because apparently she works for Larry Wilmore at the nightly show now, which is certainly fitting. Now I did a video on Larry Wilmore a while ago when he was a total cunt to Bill Nye, and more recently he's on my bad side ever since he killed the Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer joke at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
This is true. You know, there's a joke going around the internet that Ted Cruz is actually the Zodiac Killer. 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 The Zodiac Killer, Ted Cruz. Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer. Zodiac killed.
But that's beside the point. Apparently Franchesca Ramsey is part of that show, and she did a segment talking about the backlash against the Ghostbusters trailer. Now this isn't about the original backlash against the trailer. I already made a video on that. You can click on that here if you want to see that, where I talk about why the trailer is shit and all sorts of shit like that. This isn't about why the trailer is shit. This is them talking about how sexist and misogynistic everybody is because it's now the most hated or the most disliked movie trailer on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get on with it.
Thanks, Larry. This week, one movie trailer became the most disliked in YouTube history. So was it The Human Centipede, Geely, or The Hateful Eight? I mean, Tarantino drops the N-word more than Larry does. Nope, it's the new female-fronted Ghostbusters trailer, because the internet is afraid of women who ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I really hate this fear thing that's going around, like we're somehow afraid of women because we don't like Hollywood resurrecting a beloved franchise from the 80s and milking it for all it's worth, and then trying to get brownie points from everybody for being a feminist movie because it's got an all-female cast. Has nothing to do with the fact that they're women. The trailer looks like shit. And it's clearly being done because it's like, hey, here's a brand, here's a brand from the 80s that we can capitalize on monetarily and ideologically, because now we're gonna get all sorts of pats on the back for casting women in the movie instead of men.
So let's take a look at some of the YouTube comments. As a man, I feel attacked by this film because this film just exists to satisfy feminists.
Now look, if you look in the comment section of the Ghostbusters trailer, you're going to find sexist shit. You're going to find objectively sexist comments, and of course you are, because it's the internet, it's YouTube, just fucking whatever. Just because you can find some sexist comments doesn't make the entire criticism of the trailer invalid or entirely sexist. I mean, you can find Black Lives Matter activists who are like, white people need to die. Commit suicide. Kill yourselves for the greater good. It would be a benefit to everybody.
Why do white people have a right to affirm their life?
Because all lives have value.
Really? How so? Why does white life have value?
Well, I think my
For
life
who?
has
White?
value.
No, excuse me. For who? Our argument is that white life is wrong. You're probably white.
I am white. Why shouldn't we affirm my life?
I don't understand why I have to care about your life anyway.
We all have some form or another of privilege. Why does that mean we should kill ourselves?
Because you have white privilege.
But does that speak for all of Black Lives Matter, or does that represent all black people? I would wager that you would think otherwise. So why would you then say, oh, this one sexist comment, or these handful of sexist comments, represent everybody who's critical of the new Ghostbusters trailer? Like, fucking shut up.
As a woman, I feel attacked when you don't proofread your comments. Here's one. This is what happens when you let feminists reboot a classical movie. A classical movie? It's not Beethoven. Ghostbusters was made purely as a vehicle for Dan Aykroyd to get a blowjob from a sexy lady ghost.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna skip some of this, not because I don't know what to say about it, but because it's really just, it's not saying anything. It's just bad jokes about grammatical errors and shit like that. It's not important.
Do you really think that women can't deal with scary stuff? Because we deal with scary stuff every single day, walking past construction sites.
Ooh, female empowerment there. Fucking construction sites are scary as hell, guys. See, why are women so afraid of construction sites? Like, what is there to be afraid of? Is it all the hard work?
Walking to your car late at night.
I love this notion that women are the only people who are afraid walking to their car at night. Walking to your car at night, especially if it's far away, regardless of your gender, is fucking terrifying. I don't know about you guys, but I always feel like I'm being watched by a mime. And I don't say that as like a joke. I mean like specifically. Maybe this is just me. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Never mind. Never mind.
Walking through Comic-Con as a fully clothed Princess Leia. Forget construction sites, that's terrifying.
Walking through Comic-Con fully clothed is frightening? So that would imply that dressing as Slave Leia is not as frightening? Is that better? That you're wearing less clothes? Why is that frightening?
This is what political correctness looks like in movies. Political correctness is ruining Hollywood. What's next? A trans Indiana Jones or a black Rocky Balboa? Black Rocky? I've got bad news for you, sir. It was called Creed and it was awesome.
No, Creed was not a black Rocky Balboa. Creed was Creed. Like a black Rocky Balboa would be like in Rocky 7, Rocky was suddenly played by a black dude and he was still Rocky. Like people would go up to him and say, hey, it's Rocky Balboa, but it's a black dude. Like that would be fucking strange. But Creed isn't a black Rocky Balboa. Creed is just his own character. Rocky Balboa is in that movie, isn't he? I mean, I didn't see it because honestly, I don't care about Rocky. But the problem with Ghostbusters is that it's just the Ghostbusters again. Like they're taking the original name of the team and then saying, no, that wasn't the team. This is the team now. Like this is the same team, but now they're women. Like that's just strange. Like what? Why would you do that? Now I said this in my original Ghostbusters trailer video, but I wouldn't mind seeing a sci-fi action comedy about female ghost hunters. But when you call it Ghostbusters, you're invoking years of nostalgia and an existing franchise that you're now replacing the key characters of, and just for what?
And why does political correctness come up when women happen to be in genres that have excluded us in the past?
Yeah, man, that genre has always excluded women. Sci-fi? There's no women in sci-fi. I've never seen a single woman in a sci-fi. I've never seen a single woman in a sci-fi film. Never seen a single female in a comedy either. Have you seen female comedies? I haven't. Bridesmaids? What the fuck is that? You're talking shit.
I thought nerds were supposed to be underdogs, not bullies. This is like if Captain America beat up scrawny pre-Captain America Steven Rogers, or if your local dungeon master suddenly made all the players unicorn riders or Arctic druids for no good reason.
Alright, so I listened to that a couple times. I have no idea what any of it means. I don't know what the comparison she's trying to make. I guess she's trying to say that, like, nerds critiquing a female-led movie for being shitty, or for having a shitty trailer is, like, hypocritical? No?
Give Ghostbusters a chance. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad. But it's not the fact that it's women that will make it that way. Just look at Batman vs. Superman. You guys destroyed that one all on your own.
But that's the point. Batman vs. Superman was panned by everybody. Everybody hated that movie. It was a stupid movie. Horrible lines, horrible acting. I mean, Batman was pretty good, but everything else was like absolute garbage. See, this is the problem. Everybody's arguing against a point that isn't really being made by the majority of people. I don't think the majority of people who dislike the trailer think the movie's going to be bad because of women. I think they think it's going to be bad because it looks like shit. It's obviously, again, a cash grab. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're women. If they were men, people would treat it the exact same way. People would be like, what the fuck is this? This isn't the original Ghostbusters. What the fuck are they doing? You cited a perfect example with Batman vs. Superman, a predominantly male movie that everybody hates anyway because it's bad. Believe it or not, people are capable of judging things solely on merit without letting identity politics or gender or sexism cloud their mind on it. Sure, you're going to find some people who dislike the trailer because women, but it's not the majority of people. If there really was rampant sexism against women in the industry, why does Star Wars Rogue One have such an overwhelmingly positive reaction? Why does it have such an overwhelmingly positive like-dislike ratio? There's a woman in the lead role of a Star Wars film, and Star Wars, be realistic here, Star Wars is infinitely more nostalgic, it's infinitely more important as a movie franchise goes than Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 2 came out in the 80s, and it was bad. It was bad. So what makes you think you can take a film that was good specifically because of its cast and its writing, right? return to it without the writing or the cast of the original, without the writers or the cast of the original, when the original cast and original writers couldn't even make a sequel work all that well. It's going to be bad. It's not going to be a good movie. The best that the new Ghostbusters can hope to achieve is it's forgettable. I gotta say though, I'm really disappointed in Franchesca Ramsey's move to the nightly show, because this was far less fun to argue against than a typical MTV Decoded video. So I hope she keeps pumping those out. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. I apologize if the audio and the video isn't exactly the best right now. I got a new camera, and I'm still tweaking with the settings. I think I kind of fucked up the aperture and the ISO on this one, so this video might look a little weird. I should be able to fix that by the next time. I just gotta get used to the camera, so I hope that if there's a grain effect, I hope it didn't bother you too much. And have Merry Christmas. You know, you guys would be really surprised how many abortion jokes I cut out of these videos. If I had a nickel for every abortion joke I cut out of a video, I'd have a fucking hefty amount of nickels.